as actually live stream to Facebook. Hi, Facebook. How are you? Yeah, technical difficulties as usual. But alas, we've got a great show today. We're talking, we have some Montclair State news. We have some Governor Phil Murphy news. We got it all. We've got it all. But first, I'm going to hand it off to our newscaster, Aiden Ivers, for all newscaster newsy things.
Thank you, Leslie. Good morning, everybody. My name is Aiden Ivers, coming at you live from 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. And today, you know what today is, guys? Today's a very special day for our college campus. Somebody's birthday today. Can you guess who it is?
I have no idea.
It's Rocky the Red Hawk's birthday, guys.
Is it
Happy
actually?
birthday, Rocky. If you're listening, if you're up early in the morning, Rocky, we wish you happy birthday. He's going to be celebrating his birthday today at 1 o'clock from 4 o'clock today around the Student Center Quad. So if you're available, guys, be sure to pop out for him. And before that begins, we've got some news to cover, so let's get into it. In national news, according to NPR.com, Jason Duhame of Texas has been arrested after a month after he reported a false bomb explosion report at Boston's Northeastern University. And that incident just happened a month ago. It, quote, sparked a huge response of law enforcement, FBI squads, and Boston police, along with an evacuation of a portion of Northeastern campus. So, guys, if you're going to start your day off with a lesson, don't make a false bomb explosion threat, because that's not good for anybody.
And
And
call to actions.
in statewide news, according to ABC7ny.com, some awesome news coming out of the township of Woodbridge, as Mayor's Mac Cafe reopened yesterday after it was closed during the summer. And the special thing about this cafe is that it focuses on employing high school graduates with special needs. So that's really cool coming out of Woodbridge. I hope, or we sincerely hope, that the cafe has a successful time with hiring new people like that. And in Montclair news, according to Montclair Local, the school district of Montclair has hired numerous school administrators for the 2022-2023 school year. And one of the new people is our very own Professor Brenda Coe, who teaches in the Teaching and Learning Department. So congratulations to Professor Coe if you're listening to us right now. And for weather, we continue to still feel the impacts of Hurricane Ian, as today it's going to be pretty rainy with a high 58 and low 48, with a quarter of an inch rain expected to drop to the ground today. This has been your Hour 1 newscast and weather forecast here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Back to you, Leslie.
Thank you, Aiden. Yes, we've had many misty, rainy days, which isn't really great for sports.
Yes, that is true, because sports. Yes, we got plenty of sports news. Great sports news today, because the Mets dominated the Washington Nationals, winning 8-0, pushing them over the edge to get their 100th win, but not able to get first in the National League. That title goes to the Atlanta Braves. Congrats. The Mets will once again play the Nationals at 4:10 p.m. today. Sadly, the Yankees lost 3-2 against the Texas Rangers in a game 2 of a doubleheader, but not the main story. The main story is Aaron Judge has hit his 62nd home run, breaking the single-season home record in the American League, a record that's been standing since Roger Maris hit his 61st home run in 1961. So congratulations to Aaron Judge for making history. In Montclair State athletic sports news, the Montclair State volleyball team has key the New Jersey Athletic Conference victory over the NJCU Tuesday, winning 3-0. The Redhawks will host the Arcadia in the non-conference action Thursday, beginning at 7 p.m. And in soccer, the men's soccer team has notched a victory of 5-2 over Ramapo in the New Jersey Athletic Conference action. The Redhawks host Rowan in the NJAX play Saturday at 7 p.m. at MSU Park. The Montclair State women's soccer team topped Ramapo 3-1 with their 10th straight win this Saturday. The Redhawks closed out their non-conference slate Wednesday, hosting John Jay at 4:30 p.m. I've been Alex, and this has been Sports.
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 Sports. Thank you for the sports, Alex. Wow, Aaron Judge making history.
Yeah.
Wow, wait, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm not even that into sports, and that's cool. But alas, we've got to get a little more serious for our morning buzz news. And so today, we're talking about how Putin signed annexation of Ukrainian regions. This morning, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed laws formally absorbing 4 Ukrainian regions into Russia, even as its military struggles to control the territory that was illegally added. The documents finalizing the annexation carried out in defiance of international laws were published on Russian government website. Earlier this week, both houses of the Russian parliament ratified treaties making the 4 regions part of Russia. That followed Kremlin-orchestrated referendums in the 4 regions that Ukraine and the West have rejected as a sham. On the ground, Moscow's war in Ukraine has entered a new, more dangerous phase. Russia faces mounting setbacks, with Ukrainian forces retaking more and more land in the east and in the south, the very region Moscow has pushed to annex. The borders of the territories Russia is claiming still remain unclear, but the Kremlin has vowed to defend Russia's territory, the newly absorbed regions, too, with any means at its disposal, including nuclear weapons. And next, I'm going to throw it to Jake, and we're going to talk about some Montclair State University news, because if you didn't know, you're tuned into 90.3 WBC Upper Montclair, the voice of Montclair State. So, what's our news for today, Jake?
Montclair State ranks among best colleges. The annual U.S. News and World Report 2022 to 2023 Best Colleges Guidebook is out. Montclair State University is ranked high in several categories. According to the Montclarian, the institution is ranked 7th in the nation for graduation performance rate. This ranking is the rate at which students outperform their anticipated graduation rate compared to college students in other schools in the same programs. There are 440 schools sorted for the national categories, and Montclair State was selected as the 7th best in the nation. Montclair State earned another national ranking for the 6-year student graduation rate. President Jonathan Coppell explains that the enrollment number is increasing because students are aware of all the benefits the institution provides. The last national ranking Montclair State earned is 21st for top performers on social mobility. This category is based on how colleges enroll low-income students and bring them closer to achieving their goals. In addition, Montclair State earned several state rankings. The university is 2nd in the state of New Jersey for a master's degree in public health. The members of the department are excited since the major is new.
This is such exciting news. When I read this, I not like I was shocked, because I do love our school and I do think it's great, but I didn't think it would rank like this high in so many categories. I mean, what did you guys think when you heard this? Like, the graduation rate is high, and earned the 21st for top performers on social mobility and the public health. I didn't even know we would rank that high for public health. For a major.
that is
It's really
Yeah,
cool.
that is cool.
Especially because it's new, so it's like probably a newly designed program,
Mhm.
and it ranked pretty high. That's really cool. I don't know. I mean, like, that's not what we do. Most of us here at WC are communication majors, which makes sense. But that's still really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like it's just cool in general because like we go here and like we like our school, but I think it's just cool to like for our school to get recognition, like stuff like this, and like what's the words? I'm not on the tip of my tongue right now. It's really cool to see like how high we're ranking in like so many categories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely some cool like school pride.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're cool, we won some awards. The graduation rate being high. Some advice that I got when I was looking for colleges from my older siblings, because I have 2 older siblings who kindly look out for me. They told me, when you're looking at schools, look for high graduation rates, because that means the school is overall good and most people stick with it, if that makes sense. Like, if there's a lower graduation rate, that means a lot of people are maybe enrolling but not leaving with a degree.
I didn't even think about that when I was
That's
looking for
kind of what that
colleges.
means.
Yeah, when I was looking for colleges, I didn't even like I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was just like this school seems cool. Like, but that's
Like,
like,
this seems
Yeah,
cool.
I like the
Red
red
Hawks.
roofs.
yeah, it's unique.
I like the red flowers.
Yeah.
Very
Oh, there's a Panera there.
as of like what, 2 years ago? Yeah, I guess it's incentive now.
That's new.
It's new. What?
And, like, that's new. I didn't know like how new it was.
You didn't know Panera was Panera
No, I knew Panera's been here, but I didn't know like how new it was. That's
like
what
a
I-
year ago.
Oh, I guess.
It wasn't here when guys. Oh my god.
No, yeah, Susan. Yeah, I wasn't there when
feel
I.
like old as a senior over here.
Leslie, when last year did it come in? Like
Like
at what
spring
point?
semester last year.
Yeah, we came in. I came in during the summer, so like I wasn't
Oh
there
my
for that.
god. That's so crazy.
I remember a
That's so
time without
wild.
it now.
I remember a time without it, but I remember a time without many, many things on this campus. Because I mean, the thing with Montclair is it's always changing. You know,
Yeah.
one thing we complain about is like construction because it's always happening. But there is always something really cool. Like my first few years here, they obviously like Cole Hall was under lots of construction. And I was like, I wonder if that's gonna be done by the time I graduate. And it was, which is
Cool.
fantastic.
So Leslie, if you could bring back one aspect of Montclair that you really enjoyed, that's not
Oh
here anymore, what would it be?
Dude,
What
I
would
could
it-
answer this question.
Yeah,
but
actually
you
throw it to
first.
Jake because
And
I'm
Jake.
like, I have to
Dude,
think about
okay,
it.
let me tell you something.
The mic.
There are no bagels in Cafe Diem.
There used to be bagels.
There used to be bagels. You could get a bagel. You could get like you could
You
still
get
get coffee there,
everything.
which is I guess an improvement from it just being like an empty shell, like it was for a bit. But like it's so odd because they have a
You
bunch
can
of
get
food
some
now,
stuff.
but none of that food consists of bagels.
Yeah, why would it's
They used
you
to
were-
have this huge like wall of like, I'm gonna call it a wall of
Bagel
bagels.
wall,
It
yeah.
was a
You could
bagel wall.
literally just
And-
reach in.
and-
You wouldn't even have to order it. You could just
No, you
reach in,
didn't have
grab
to
your bagel.
You just
and
put it in a bag
pay
and tell
for it.
them what you
It
want,
was
what
just
you got.
it was literally the dream.
There's so many
um,
different kinds. It was kind of like if you picture like Cubbies, it was like that, but like bagels.
Oh, yeah, I
inside.
like that.
Wow.
Like
Sounds
a
like my
whole
kind of
side.
deli.
They have like a lot of choices.
Yes.
Yeah, no, they have all different
Pastries and
types of
stuff
bagels.
too.
They yeah, and they had pastries
And now
too.
they have like
Now there's
the
just nothing.
sandwiches and
Where
then
the bagel
in
wall
the building.
Was it's just
There's
nothing's
nothing.
there.
It's just a void.
And
Void
I
that stares
bring
back.
back the bagel wall.
Bring back the bagel.
I want to.
Oh, and also there used to be marshmallow bars at Cafe Diem, and
What?
they used to go really hard. That used to be like
A
I
marshmallow?
actually named the song At Least There's Marshmallow Bars because of these marshmallow bars.
What's a
I must
marshmallow
hear
bar?
the song.
Like a Rice Krispie treat, but it wasn't a Rice Krispie treat.
Oh, like it's other cereal.
No, it's rice. Like it's the same thing, but like it's not.
marshmallow.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking.
Make it
about.
more marshmallow than Rice Krispie, I guess. Is that what you're trying to say?
What?
What?
No, I'm saying bring them back.
I'm trying to understand what they are. Is it so? Wait, I'm sorry. I'm still on the marshmallow bar thing. Is it just a block
just a
of
rice-
marshmallow?
Like you've never seen this before? Like it's like
No.
a Rice Krispie treat. You know
No,
what
a
that
Rice-
is, right?
I am
It's
familiar.
not called the Rice
Word.
Krispie treat.
It's just not. Yeah. It's
Oh, so
bread.
it's the same
So
thing.
it's like a Martha's
Yeah.
Chip cereal
own
treat.
name.
but like the ones that aren't like from the brand are like thicker.
Mm.
So and it's like
I just pictured like a block of marshmallow.
oh, that's exactly what it is. Like a block of like marshmallow and
like
like
kind of like
I guess cereal stuff. And like
you know,
those
like
used to be my favorite things.
kind of. Have you ever had astronaut ice cream?
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were kind of describing, but like marshmallow.
Yeah.
I don't really know why that's what popped into my head.
I guess if you don't associate it, yeah.
Yeah, but anyone who's new to this campus, Panera is probably as new as you, which I guess I don't know if that's a good comparison, but Panera's new, and they change the food places like every year.
Oh yeah,
So,
that place always is evolving.
yeah, they change like the student center. Anyways, it's really not important, but if you're a senior, it feels like sad because they're changing everything you once knew as a little freshman. But I digress. We're gonna move on to Seoul's reprisal blows up after North Korean missile success. This morning, a malfunctioning South Korean ballistic missile blew up as it plowed into the ground during a live fire drill with the United States. This was a reprisal for North Korea's successful launch a day earlier of a weapon that flew over Japan and has the range to strike the U.S. territory of Guam. The explosion and subsequent fire panicked and confused residents of the coastal city of the Gangneung, who were already uneasy over the increasingly provocative weapons tested by rival North Korea. Their concern that it could be a North Korean attack only grew as the military and government officials provided no explanation about the explosion for hours. South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff said no injuries reported from the explosion. And moving on from that, we are going to visit the topic of mental health, going a little bit back into school talk. We're talking about Montclair State before. Now we're just going to talk about schools in general. Jake?
Yeah. So Murphy's brand new plan. Oh, that'd be Phil Murphy, New Jersey's governor, in case you were wondering. Phil Murphy's brand new plan to address rising mental illness in New Jersey schools already facing backlash. The pandemic contributed to rising rates of depression and anxiety amongst kids in New Jersey. The Murphy administration has announced a statewide plan that would make mental wellness a priority in the classroom and identify and refer students in need of counseling services outside their school. In launching the New Jersey statewide student support network, the state would end a popular youth service program in June that has operated in 90 school districts since 1988. This program's fierce defenders who helped protect it when the administration proposed cutting its funding 2 years ago are enlisting student graduates and lawmakers to preserve it once again. They contend it has saved lives and should exist alongside whatever the Murphy administration proposes.
Wow. So I wonder what you guys think of this, because growing up, did you in your own schools in New Jersey, if you ever experienced help with mental health? I was wondering like how your schools experienced that or addressed that. Was it addressed at all? I
Oh,
guess is how I should say it.
In like high school?
High school, middle school, elementary school.
Nah, I didn't do
If-
anything.
I remember middle school, it was very awkward. Like if there was somebody like dealing with like mental health like issues and stuff, it was like handled like very like
Like hush hush.
hush hush, like we shouldn't talk about
Boo.
this. Like it just felt like
Stop it,
very
boo.
weird. In high school, they had like like how we have like caps here. I think like
Yeah.
my school had something called like the Haven, like it was like a therapy like area. So that was
Oh,
good.
that's so cute.
I'm not sure how many people use it though. And then when the pandemic hit, like you couldn't really go to these things. So what happened was is that they made like a class group for like everybody in the school called like I don't know what on earth it was called, but it was just like a page full of like links to like meditation music and like coloring pages. It was like
Dude, I love
chill
the
out
link.
zone.
I would so vibe with meditation music and coloring pages. That
Oh.
sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, I think the thing with also, I don't know, I feel like the world's a little different than it was when it was maybe like 5 years ago. I mean, I don't know. Like when I was in high school, like even if we had like access to like mental health care in school, it was like I think people would make fun of you.
That's I think
Like even
that's
if
what the
even if they were
issue
there,
was.
was it really a safe space? Like if someone saw you, like whenever we had like guidance counselors,
Mhm.
not like therapists.
Mhm.
And like you were supposed to go to them like once every 4 years. Yes, I say once every 4 years because in my high school, you weren't really, they didn't want you there like to go. Like you only were allowed to go to your counselor if you had a very urgent like matter. And usually it's like if I went there once because I transferred high schools and that's when I went there. And then maybe once before I graduated, that's about it. So otherwise I wasn't welcome. They're always trying to like rush you out. And I'm like, if that's the person I was supposed to go to for guidance
Yeah.
of things, well, I don't know. And then like whenever, I just remember this from high school, vivid memory just popped in my head. If you ever had to say, oh, I have to go visit the guidance counselor, people are like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
People are really weird about it. It's like, I don't know, class schedule stuff. But if you said like mental health, I think people would be like weird about it.
Yeah. I don't think anybody in my school went to their guidance counselor for mental health. That was like the guidance counselor was just more of like scheduling and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
resources for college. I think
I mean, did you have people who were separate for that? Because in my school, they were all grouped together. They'd be like, if you need any help mentally, like go to your guidance counselor or your advisor.
I think
Like,
it
it
was
was all
separated
bunched
for us.
together.
Yeah,
See,
I
that's
never heard
nice,
of like
at
them
least.
being combined. But
I love my school's budgeting.
literally, I'm not sure how big the department was though. I remember my friend like went there and she didn't like it at all. I forgot why,
Yikes.
but like I feel like sometimes it is like very like hush hush, like get you in, get you out.
Yeah.
Like, let's move this along.
Ick. Anyone else like remember anything like that from high school?
My school,
Or even
I
like
would just
middle?
say, had a terrible system.
Yeah.
Me and Laura's school.
Oh my god, you went to the same school?
Yeah, she was in grade above me.
Wow, full circle vibes.
So I went to school during the pandemic, so a lot of mental health like came out from people being at home that long. And my school did a terrible job because it was sadly too late for a couple of kids, and then they did a full-blown over. They didn't talk about it, they didn't do anything about it.
That's awful.
And well, they told the teachers that we need to have a day to just like go and ask to make sure everybody's okay. So the teachers started the class saying, if anybody has a problem, please come to me. That's all we really did
Yeah.
about it. And they just kind of, they even mentioned like we had to figure out about these couple of kids over like Instagram. And so it was just very like saddening how they treated it. And it didn't feel like you could get really any like help at the school.
Yeah. Even if they ask if you are like okay, I think there's still like a lot better ways to create like the space, making it like safe and comfortable for people. But without further ado, we're going to take a break here on 90.3 WC Upper Montclair. We'll be back in a few minutes. You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Welcome back to the Morning Buzz, our morning news show that is every weekday, 7 to 9 a.m. And just in case you're forgetting what day it is, it's Wednesday, October 5th. I did forget to say that before. It's October 5th, guys. It's October. What
It
happened?
do be October.
Did we?
I am
did
very
we,
happy.
We're happy it's October? I'm also happy.
Yeah.
It's
I love
And it's
October.
just like immediately fall.
Yeah, it's aggressively fall.
Yeah. Like that
Yes.
shift happened quick.
Like
Uh-huh.
tea, apples, pumpkins, flannels,
Cold wind and rain.
Yeah.
cold
that.
wind. I'm okay with it. I might
I
not.
like it.
I don't know if I can have like a hot cup of coffee or tea, I'm okay with it being a little colder.
Yeah, and then you
Is that a
bundle
hot
up in the under comfortable blankets too, Leslie. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, cozy blankets and
Yeah.
pillows. Guys,
Yeah.
it's fall. Anyways, not to digress too much from what we're talking about. I like October. October is like one of my favorite months. And I did forget to say the day before. But yes, 7:27 a.m. We're going to be talking about how the Supreme Court could change the internet as we know it. What if YouTube stopped making recommendations? What if a state official in Texas or Florida required Instagram to not remove vaccine misinformation that's against the app's rules? Or what if TikTok remade its For You tab so that the content moderators needed to okay videos before letting them appear? The Supreme Court this week opened the door to radically different ways of thinking about social media and the internet. The court is poised to hear as many as 3 cases this term about the legal protections that social media companies have used to become the industry we know today. The result could make parts of the internet unrecognizable as certain voices get louder or quieter and information spreads in different ways. Its rulings could be the start of new reality on the internet, one where platforms are much more cautious about the content they decide to push out to billions of people each day. Alternatively, the court could also create a situation in which tech companies have little power to moderate what users post, rolling back years of efforts to limit the reach of misinformation, abuse, and hate speech. What do you guys think about this? I think this is so interesting.
I mean, honestly, I feel like the internet is already so like saturated with just like it's so dominated by corporate interests that like we're already here basically. Like it's already at a point where not a lot of interesting stuff can happen, and a lot of the content that's being made is like, I don't know, curated and made to not be very challenging. So I don't know. I guess having the state jump in there so explicitly would feel pretty 1984, but like I don't know. I don't know how much it would actually change in terms of where we are now.
I think it's interesting. I think like I don't know how much it would change, but imagine if there were moderators watching the videos before we do to check them to see if they're okay for the internet.
Yeah.
That's so crazy because think about it. Like
Yeah.
we are now in like this digital age where we see opinions and content from whoever, strangers.
Mhm.
And I learn about things I would have never learned about, just like really random stuff that comes up on my, like my little reels page or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it would be a little insane if there are content moderators watching everything before we do, because there's so much content. I feel like
Right. That's
really
another
hard
thing.
to
Like
do.
I really don't think you can like do that, just because like when you think about like the amount of content that gets uploaded to like a site like YouTube, like every minute, like just the sheer volume of it. It's like
videos.
any operation which proposes to have actual humans moderating that content, like unless we're talking about like a complete structural overhaul of the platform, like it's not feasible. It'd have to be algorithmic. And those algorithms have proven to be a bit sussy.
What's also interesting about this is so many content creators rely on time. Like a lot of them post something every day to keep up with that algorithm and to keep their followers and gain more. They're constantly posting. And like, one, how would moderators even keep up with that demand? And two, if there were moderators that had to approve literally every video, that would just change the algorithm so much. And I feel like it may screw up the lives of content creators and people who rely on that for income.
Well, it would just be impossible. Like I just
Right.
don't think you could do it. Like
The turnaround time would just be like bad.
like even if
wouldn't
like
work.
you organize enough people, I don't think you could really get enough unless you're trying to get like a small industrialized nation just dedicated to this task.
So many
Like-
people would have to be a part of that team of moderators.
Yep.
Like it would be like thousands of people.
Like
I would
for every
assume.
social media site, like not even like the popular ones too. Like I don't I'm just like TikTok, like every minute, like YouTube every minute. Like I can't imagine the amount of people you would need to like
Yeah.
suddenly moderate this.
And then if there were moderators, do you think less people would be on social media or less people would do that as a job? I think maybe, honestly, if I had to submit every video I'd have to post, I would go a
Yeah.
little insane,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
But I digress. Any other thoughts before we move on? No? Crickets in the room. Cass, were you gonna say something?
I was just gonna like say like how I guess like how each platform already has like not rules to follow but guidelines. So I'm curious like what these moderators would add.
That's a good point.
Like
Yeah.
Because they're already set guidelines, but people break them, I guess.
yeah. So
I mean, I don't know. I think people like there is like moderation in some like like Twitter like I know enforces its rules to some degrees, and there are also other platforms that don't kind of notoriously, and it doesn't work out.
Hmm.
So
True.
yeah, like I don't know. I don't really know what helpful like how this could be helpful in
Hmm.
any way, but I don't know.
We shall see. I'm intrigued to see how the story unfolds there and see like
Yeah.
what kind of decision they come to, because
Mm.
I would like to see if we're gonna, relive 1984 or we're gonna like keep vibing on TikTok.
Oh.
We'll see.
hopefully second one.
Oh.
Hopefully the second one. So we are going to move on to some lovely little bit of New Jersey news. Jake?
Oh yeah, this is the most New Jerseyest story that you'll ever hear. Easy Pass overcharged thousands of drivers at Parkway Toll Plaza. Last week on the Morning Buzz, we reported that the tolls might be replaced with only Easy Passes on the Garden State Parkway. But thousands of drivers who are overcharged at Garden State Parkway toll in Atlantic County last month will have the incorrect amounts removed from their accounts. A spokesman for the NJ Hersey Turnpike, Jersey, where it said people driving cars were mistakenly processed as driving trucks and charged the higher rate on the gantry at the Great Egg Harbor Toll Plaza in Somers Point. This was because a cable tie that was used for the toll sagged and partially obscured a sensor used to determine vehicle classification. Speaking of 1984, guys. Oh, wait, there's more story. Okay. Turnpike Authority officials learned of the problem last week after being notified by 2 or 3 drivers who were overcharged. Drivers who traveled through the Great Egg Plaza between September 20th and September 29th can check their accounts next week to confirm that any erroneous charges have been corrected. Customers can use the NJ Easy Pass. I'm not saying that. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Any customers who have been wronged can handle that on their own time.
Or don't.
Or don't. I said can handle. Don't worry, Jake.
I wasn't worried. I was just
We're
saying.
good. Yeah, true. I had to think to myself for a minute, did I go on the Parkway in that time period? And I did not.
Mm.
Because like if I had been overcharged, yikes.
Dude, like I guess it's tough because like I guess like it doesn't show you how much money that like it's like it's not like the thing pops up like, oh, like, hey, this was like you're good, it was this much money. It's just like you're good.
Well, it has the,
You know?
I think, if I'm remembering correctly, most of them have like a little sign that says like the price.
Really?
Do they? I've never noticed the
I think
sign.
it's like the
Y'all
signs,
just don't read signs?
like
Oh.
it's
The
like,
drivers are.
I don't. I'm pretty sure these signs don't exist.
But like
I
I've
think
seen
so.
them. They're real, probably.
Eyes when I drive.
You close your eyes when you drive.
Honestly, that's the best
brave
way to do
choice,
it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say I support that.
No, but I personally think this idea is a pretty good one because a worry that I have about the story is like to get onto Staten Island, right? There's a toll that you go through in order to get to Staten Island or
so many
Elizabeth, right?
Yes.
And there's like mixed ones where it's only Easy Pass ones.
Yeah.
And there's also ones where you put manual change in or manual cash in, and that's how you go through. And a couple of times that I've been going home recently, the manual ones, right? The manual coin cash ones have been backed up with cars. So when I get off
Oh,
the
gosh.
when I get off the NJ Turnpike, right?
Yeah.
And I want to go to my designated Easy Pass slot, I have to go in the line of cars going to the change one, and then look to like my diagonal left outside my window, outside my blind spot, to make sure no cars are coming behind me, and then go try to move past the cars to go into the Easy Pass lane, which is not fun at all.
That sounds really stressful.
It is, and I just think, if it's 2022, if you're gonna go on the highway, just use an Easy Pass, please.
Yeah.
Just use an Easy Pass.
I do maintain the position that if Easy Pass is going to become a nationally enforced standard, then it should be like nationalized or something.
Yeah, and not to mention that, Jake, there's
Yeah.
the last time I went home, there was somebody who just put their foot on the accelerator and went through the Easy Pass slot.
That's kind of electric.
And it's like, you don't even know if they paid or not. They just went through. Like,
Dude,
People
on
are so
that-
you
unhinged.
see, like, do you see the
They probably
craziest driver?
like Alex.
That's right, Alex.
That makes me so nervous too, because those little lanes thingies
Yeah.
to go through, they're kind of like narrow.
You need to slow down.
You need to slow
Like-
down, or else you're gonna hit like the side of your car or your tires. That makes
Exactly.
me a little nervous.
Yeah.
Like that's why I always gotta,
I mean,
know.
sometimes it's like, you're just driving real fast and you just like
Alex. So you're telling me now you drive with your eyes closed,
no.
and you
Not
drive
that far with
fast?
you.
So I drive. Well,
Alex.
before I broke my clavicle, I used to just drive really fast, but now I can't really drive too fast, and I get
Now
a
you're-
little scared.
Are you still driving with one arm?
Yeah.
Yikes.
So now I'm driving with no eyes open, no one arm. Just
You're eliminating the fear. Can't be afraid of what you
You're
can't
bold,
see.
Alex.
like sometimes you're just driving and you're like, oh, there's the Easy Pass toll, and you're like going like 50, and you're like, nobody's in front of me, nobody's behind me, just zoom through.
There are people
Just
to
make the
decide.
decision in the moment.
Alex, you're unhinged today. And we're gonna move on, because I can't take this anymore. Hearing this is giving me pain. Anyways, the Republican Party stands by Herschel Walker as he denies he paid for an abortion. According to the Daily Beast, the National Republican Party is standing behind its Georgia U.S. Senate candidate, Herschel Walker, where he allegedly paid for a girlfriend's abortion back in 2009. Walker, a vocal abortion opponent, called the report a flat-out lie in a statement posted on Twitter. Walker told Fox News, he said, quote, "I never asked anyone to get an abortion. I never paid for an abortion, and it's a lie. And I'm going to continue to fight. They want this seat right now. They've energized me even more," end quote. NPR has not independently confirmed the account. The Daily Beast granted the woman an anonymous. So sorry. Anonymity.
739, Leslie. 739.
To protect her privacy. The report says she provided a copy of a check from Walker, a receipt from an abortion clinic, and a Gallagher card he allegedly signed.
That's hilarious.
Walker's told Fox News he sends money and Gallagher cards to Walker.
I love that. Oh man.
Sorry.
Another interesting dimension of the story is recently this dude's son came out and like tweeted some just pretty scathing review of his father. Just one thing he tweeted was, "I don't care how someone who has a bad past takes accountability, but how dare you lie," that was all caps, "and act as though you're some moral Christian upright man. You've lived a life of destroying other people's lives. How dare you?" And then goes on to make some other
And that was his son.
yeah, this is his son.
No way.
Yeah, Christian Walker. No, pretty crazy stuff. And I do think it's funny, because I don't know, I think that sort of like hypocrisy is always kind of there in like, I don't know, the pro-choice, like especially like with like lawmakers who advocate for pro-choice, pro-life positions, just because like, I don't know, that like the kind of people with means to like wealth and power are always going to be able to get abortions, even like regardless of how
Yeah.
legal it is.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true, because I don't know. It sounds kind of bad, but like, you know, they have that money and power to do that and make it quiet,
Yeah.
you know? So I don't know. I think this is kind of interesting, like how, you know, in the public he presents one way of against it, and then I don't know, maybe in private he doesn't. Again, no confirmation, but
Yeah.
this kind of made me laugh. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
like not in like a it's a funny topic kind of way, just like a very hypocrite type of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's like one word said like funny weird. Like it's not like funny, but
Not funny, haha. Funny
but
and weird,
it's
according
more
to our
of, like,
producer,
how can you? I don't know. Like hypocrites just make me laugh.
as they should.
It's so weird, but yeah. Like how are you gonna do one thing and say another, and then I don't know what else to say about that, but it's just
Precisely. And since we've got nothing else left to say about our Herschel Walker, we're going to take a quick break here on 90.3 WC Upper Montclair. Point 3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is the Morning Buzz, our weekday morning news show, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m.
It's kind of the same thing. Kind of the same thing. Weekly.
Weekly is like once a week.
we're
Weekday every day of the week.
Every day, yeah.
That is not Saturday or Sunday.
daily.
Daily.
Getting even more specific.
I should say daily instead of weekday. But daily implies weekends, doesn't it? Does it?
Yeah.
Doesn't? Yeah.
Yeah. Daily.
Yeah.
Like says every single day.
I'm gonna stick to my phrase in that case.
What was your phrase?
My weekday morning news show
Yes.
That's right.
from 7 to 9 a.m. every weekday. Anyways, welcome back to the Morning Buzz. I'm your host, Leslie Gallagher. We've got in studio Jake Goetz,
Hi.
Castiaferia, Aiden Ivers,
Hello.
and Alex Braun with sports.
What's up?
And in the corner, like a gremlin, our producer, Laura Zaccardi. She says you are like Papa. You lie. I don't know if anyone out there knows what that means. I'm very confused myself. I'm going to turn it over to Jake.
Yeah, so crazy story. Trump asked Supreme Court to intervene in Mar-a-Lago case. Former President Donald Trump filed an emergency request asking the Supreme Court of the United States to intervene in the case involving classified records he kept at Mar-a-Lago after he left office. Trump's legal team asked the court to allow the special master to review classified documents, federal agencies from Trump's estate in Florida. In doing so, Trump's attorney asked the court to vacate part of the ruling issued by September 21st by the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals, which said the Justice Department could resume using classified documents taken from Mar-a-Lago in its criminal investigation. The Supreme Court asked the Justice Department on Tuesday to file a response to Trump's request by October 11th at 5 p.m. The court won't act before it receives that response, meaning the lower court ruling remains in place for now. Geez.
Just geez.
Yeah, it is kind of funny that it's a very desperate like plea for like the one spot that he knows he kind of has maybe some power. We're just like such a conservative court. Yeah, I don't know. It's bad.
It's bad. I don't know. I just remember how this story keeps coming up week after week.
Yeah, it is kind of funny how like
It's just not going away.
yeah, there's just this kind of refusal to like I don't know, not dropping it, but you're also not doing that much either. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Alex, Aiden, Cass, you got any thoughts on this can I say this? Mar-a-Lago.
Jeez, we've been over this,
I
dude.
know that was a couple weeks ago and I forgot.
It's
Words are difficult.
like you said, just a story that keeps on popping up in the news. Like, I think Trump is seeing, like, right now, you got 2 Supreme Court justices elected, Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett. So he's like, hey, I got you that gig. Can you get me out of
Can you
this
help
one?
me out
I
now?"
wash your hand, you wash mine, That's what I think he
We
pretty
love
much sees
politics.
with this situation, how it's gonna go. Because I think he has a little something to hide. He's
A little.
a lot of something,
Yeah, when we covered this, there's like so I don't remember the number, but so many documents in there. So suspicious.
So yeah, so I think that's what he really much is like trying to go for in this situation, which is, I don't remember the exact number how many conservative Supreme Court justices there are right as the moment, but I know it's the majority.
I want to say 6.
Yeah, I think 6 out of the 9.
Yeah.
So it's possible. Like, I think the Supreme Court should be impartial, but I think it's very much possible that this situation might go in his favor.
We shall see. We shall see. As far as Montclair State news, Montclair State modifies priority registration policy. The MSU admin sent an email announcing early registration will no longer be provided to some students. This modification of the policy will allow some students to have better access to the courses they need to fulfill graduation requirements. This includes presidential scholars, which according to MSU's website are, quote, merit-based presidential scholarships for high-achieving incoming first-year students, end quote. According to the notice, early registration will no longer be provided to some students. This modification of policy will allow students to basically be able to graduate a little bit, with ease, I should say. And it is a privilege that some students will no longer have that they previously did have if they were a presidential scholar. Andrea Reber, a senior exercise science major, is angry to hear students like her will not have the opportunity to register early. The story is from our very own campus's newspaper, the Montclarian. So they always get nice student opinions. And yeah, so I don't know if you guys previously had priority registration. I used to. I got the email that I no longer have it last
Yeah.
week. And I was like, wow, as I'm like the last semester, I'm gonna have to register for classes. I won't have the registration that I once had. I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? If you had it or didn't have it, I want to know what you guys think, because for me it was taken away from me, but I can also see how it benefits other people.
Yeah, I mean, based on the email that they sent out the day that they announced this, it seems like they want to follow a plan where, depending on how well your grades are, that's going to determine when you can register for classes compared to other people, compared to other students. Because like if you're a student who maybe doesn't have the highest grades, and I think it kind of makes sense that, people who do have those higher grades can take the class that they want. Like they have better opportunity to register because they know, like, okay, this student is really dedicated to the work. We're gonna let them choose first compared to other people who maybe like are slacking a little bit, which they have opportunity to fix, and they can when Montclair says, okay, it's your turn to register now. They can register for classes that they want to. But
I think the thing with the priority registration presidential scholars is when I got accepted into the school as an incoming first year student, they told me I would be a presidential scholar because I earned that because of my grades, apparently in high school.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. I didn't even know this was a thing. And I did work very hard in high school. I worked hard to the point where I was miserable, you know, in terms of like grades and like AP classes and all of that stuff. And so when I got a reward for it, I was like, oh, that's cool. And, you know, scholarship is really great. And then priority registration is something that's helped me every semester. But I kind of understand at the same time.
Yeah, right.
Even the playing field for everybody. And like it's helped me, but I can imagine it's probably been difficult for everybody who doesn't have that
Yeah.
advantage. And since the reason I'm not very angry about it is because I think to keep your presidential scholarship and to keep that, also there's no other benefits that come with it. I mean, aside from the actual scholarship, which is great. I'm not saying it's not. But like the presidential scholarship, like to call yourself the scholar title thing, it's, you know, the scholarship and then priority registration. So I was fine with just the scholarship when I first came to the school. The reason I'm not mad about this being taken away as a presidential scholar is because I haven't done anything for the program since my first semester. The first semester you get put into like this special class and you had to read a book and
Talk about the book.
And I read most of the book and we barely had an assignment on it and no one really followed up if we read it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not angry about it. Am I supposed to be? I know some people are.
Yeah, most of my friends who are like we're just like freshmen last year, they're also very like they're very mad at him. One of my friends who was a presidential scholar because he's like he did like do all the AP classes in high school.
Yeah,
everything.
Like
it's rough.
He's just now like, what I have to do with you guys.
Well, like I don't know. That's so odd to me. Like I don't see like good for you. You did AP classes. Like I'm just coming at your friend right now. But like I don't know. I just like okay. Like you get a scholarship. That sounds great. Like I don't see why you would use registration times as like a carrot, you know, like as like a reward. I think it really should be a matter of, you know, seniority and like where you are. So like people who like are gonna graduate sooner are going there. I think like that should really be the only criteria for deciding times. Using it as like a weird reward for like the work you did in high school, like I don't know, that seems really odd to me.
Yeah. Like I had priority registration. Like I was first like angry about it, but like like it does make sense. Like give other students like a chance because like, you know, I talked to my friends and like they said like, oh, I wasn't able to get a class, and like now it like evens out everybody, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I think maybe I'm not that angry about it because I'm literally a senior. I've had the ease of registering for all my semesters, aside from my very last one, which is next semester. With priority registration, I would definitely be more angry if I was like a current freshman, sophomore, or maybe even junior, and I still had a lot of semesters left to go. And I, you know, got that taken away from me, but I guess I'm a senior and I just don't care. I think we're in senioritis vibes. I don't know, guys. Anyone else want to talk about priority registration? Is anyone, I mean, you had friends that were angry about it. Is there anyone who's really happy about it? I mean, I think some people are a little.
I for one am happy people are mad.
You're
Yeah,
I'm happy that people are mad.
Yeah,
but you're not mad.
No, I think this is fine.
Did you have the
no?
So
I mean, I'm not like
why.
Like it doesn't matter to me, but also I do think it's I don't know, it sounds like a better system. It doesn't seem like I don't know, I talked about this a second ago, but
yeah.
So
yeah.
Okay. All right.
You got something, Aiden?
No, I was gonna say, is that gonna differ from how they did registration like semesters prior? Like
it's probably gonna change a lot.
Like at this,
that's probably why the registration's pushed to November now.
Yeah, they're probably figuring out the way it used to. The way it used to go was graduate students, priority registration, undergrad. Then it was by credits.
And then by credits, yeah.
I don't know what it's gonna be like now, but I digress.
It's probably just gonna be by credits, right? Like
I mean,
that just makes sense.
Yeah, probably eliminate that. We are going to do a little bit of entertainment news
Yes, we are.
before we take a break. So, Cass, what's going on?
A couple things. So for the first time in over a decade, M&M's has come out with a new color. The newest member of the group is now a purple character who represents acceptance and inclusivity. Apparently, from her cold dead eyes, she has a charm and quirky nature. So I thought she had cold dead eyes. I put a picture in the doc.
She
And
looks normal to me. She looks fine.
Nah, she looks kind
Dead
of
eyes.
freaky.
Jesus.
There's like
there's
a weird orb in her, like for her pupils.
Her eyes look the same as the other M&Ms.
I don't know.
No.
I've never felt this way.
Guys,
Like I feel like she's like an astrology M&M,
yes,
but like too much, you know? Like she's not your normal, just like, oh,
she's not like
I'm a
other
Taurus.
girls M&M.
Like no, like she's really into
I
it.
feel like her and Grit
Like-
would get along.
I kind of like it though. She's cute.
So
But
Purple was introduced with a music video titled "I'm Just Gonna Be Me," and for every stream, the company's Mars donated $1 up to $500,000 to the nonprofit Sing for Hope. Mars also said that Purple is known for her earnest self-expression, keen self-awareness, and authenticity, and that confidence is the self-driving force behind her. Some people didn't seem very impressed by this.
I'm not impressed.
One Twitter user saying, "What statement is this making though? It's just a purple M&M."
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering is how is this like about acceptance? She's purple, like
I don't think any of the other M&Ms like make statements or something.
maybe acceptance because they forgot a color of the rainbow when they first made these.
so
I've always wondered where purple M&Ms are, and now I can finally eat them in rainbow order in peace because it's bothered me my whole life. But that's about it.
But if we're eating M&Ms and we eat a specific color, does that mean we're just saying whatever they're about? Well, that doesn't mean anything because I'm eating it now. That doesn't
I
matter.
mean,
You lost me.
like if
yeah,
oh,
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And like, no, I don't know. I don't even know what I can say about this. It's pretty stupid.
Do you feel purple M&Ms represent inclusivity, Jake?
No, I don't. Yeah.
It's gonna be a
See,
no
there's,
for
like,
me.
when-
homie.
Yeah.
when you take a bite out of the M&M, it's just chocolate.
You're not gonna be thinking about the themes that the color represents.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think it's nice that they have the full rainbow now, but I don't think it's that deep. Yeah, I don't think it. Maybe they're trying to pass this off as like a real cool, like, I don't know. We're so accepting, but it's just like it's purple.
Oh, wait.
Purple M&M. With like all the other M&Ms, it's just chocolate inside. Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
tasty. Tasty treat.
Our producer proposes a very important question: is she inclusive because she finishes the rainbow? She should have been there all along. So maybe it does really represent inclusivity. Okay, dude, the rainbow is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple.
I don't think we
Purple's
need-
never been. I'm sorry, it's bothered me this whole, like, literally since I've been alive. That yeah, because okay, so I guess I'm gonna like. Now I'm getting real on air, but like I eat them in color order when I eat M&Ms.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm crazy.
I never
And
thought of it like that.
I eat them red, orange, yellow, and I sort them and I do a whole thing. And I've always thought in my mind, I'm like, there's no purple. So I've always eaten the brown in place of purple. Now I don't have to do that. But now now it's just like an extra color that's not a part of the rainbow. That's just confusing to me too. I should go Laura. Anyways,
Blue M&Ms
you're
are the
listening
best.
to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is the Morning Buzz, our weekly morning news show every weekday from 7 to 9 a.m. It's Wednesday, October 5th. And I think it is time for us to take a very short break, and we will be right back.
Hey, you're listening to 90.3 FM, WMSC Upper Montclair. Tune in when and
You're listening to 90.3 WMC Upper Montclair, and this is the Morning Buzz. Guys, get
Oh my
excited. It's the Morning
goodness.
Buzz. I'm your host, Leslie Gallagher. I'm here with Jake Goetz,
Hi.
Castia Feria,
Hello.
Aiden Ivers,
Good morning.
Alex Braun,
What's up?
and in the corner, like a gremlin, our producer, Lara Zicardi. Woo! I don't know what she said because I have headphones on, but she says you were like Papa. I don't know why she keeps saying that.
Dude, deja vu. Like that we did it so many times. Okay.
Jake's over you. Anyways, this is the Morning Buzz. Again, our weekday morning news show, 7 to 9 every weekday. And it's Wednesday. And it is not only Wednesday, it's Wednesday, October 5th.
Mhm.
And I'd like to know what's going on in the world today. Aiden, can you help me out?
Sure thing, Leslie. Good morning, everybody. My name is Aiden Ivers, coming at you live from 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair with the morning newscast for hour 2. So let's get into it. In national news, according to NPR.com, Jason Duhame of Texas has been arrested a month after he reported a false bomb explosion incident at Boston's Northeastern University, which, quote, triggered a massive response of law enforcement, Boston police, and FBI squads, along with an evacuation of a portion of the university's campus. And in statewide news, according to ABC7NY.com, some great news coming out of the township of Woodbridge as Mayor's Mac Cafe reopened yesterday after being closed during the summer. And it focuses on employing high school graduates with special needs to work there. So that's really cool for that cafe in Woodbridge. And in Montclair news, according to Montclair Local, the school district of Montclair has hired numerous school administrators for the 2022-2023 school year, including one of our very own professors here at Montclair State, Ms. Brenda Coe, who teaches in the Teaching and Learning Department. So it's pretty cool. And for weather right now, we continue to feel impacted by Hurricane Ian, as today's a high 58 and a low 48, with a quarter inch of rain expected to fall to the ground. And for tomorrow, on Thursday, the skies look to brighten from Hurricane Ian, as we will have a high of 73 and a low of 53 with sunny skies on Thursday tomorrow, followed by a high of 70 and a low of 42 on World College Radio Day, guys. Who's excited about that?
Yeah. So
yeah,
excited.
World College Radio Day this Friday. We're all looking forward to being a part of that. And that's going to be with partially cloudy skies. And into the weekend on Saturday, we'll have a high of 56 and a low of 41. And on Sunday, we'll have 61 and a low of 43, both days with sunny skies. This has been your hour 2 newscast and weather forecast here on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Back to you, Leslie.
Thanks so much, Aiden. Yeah, it's a little rainy today, but the next few days are going to be sunny and beautiful. And like you said, for Friday, it's going to be our World College Radio Day. If you guys don't know what World College Radio Day, it's where a bunch of college radio stations celebrate college radio.
Mhm.
And I'm wearing my last year's shirt right now in celebration. So yeah, it's good to know we're gonna have some good weather next few days, and good weather
Yeah.
is good for sports.
Good weather is good for sports because sports.
Sports.
In baseball news, the Mets dominated the Washington Nationals, winning 8-0, pushing them over the edge of getting their 100th win, but not able to come in first place because the Atlanta Braves won the National League. Congrats. The Mets will once again play the Nationals at 4:10 p.m. Sadly, the Yankees lost last night 3-2 against the Texas Rangers, but that's not the main story. The main story is Aaron Judge hit his 62nd home run, breaking the single-season home run record in the American League. This record has been standing since Roger Maris hit his 61st home run in 1961. So congratulations to Aaron Judge on making history. In Montclair State University athletic sports news, the Montclair State volleyball team picked up a key in the New Jersey Athletic Conference victory over NJCU Tuesday, winning 3-0. The Redhawks host Arcadian in a non-conference action Thursday beginning at 7 p.m. Montclair State men's soccer team notched a 5-2 victory over Ramapo in the New Jersey Athletic Conference action. The Redhawks host Rowan in the NJAC, playing Saturday at 7 p.m. at MSU Park. And Montclair State women's soccer team topped Ramapo 3-1 for their 10th straight win this Saturday. And the Redhawks closed their non-conference slate Wednesday, hosting John Jay at 4:30 p.m. I'm Alex, and it's been sports.
Sports.
Boy.
Sports. Beautiful.
Love sports.
Beautiful. Yes, we like to have fun here on the Morning Buzz. Anyway. Anyway, we have some interesting entertainment news. So according to Variety.com, Velma is officially a lesbian in new Scooby-Doo film years after James Gunn and Moore tried to make her explicitly gay. For all you ladies and people who couldn't stop thinking about Velma in the leather suit in the 2002 Scooby-Doo movie, this may pique your interest. Just saying. Velma's officially a lesbian. Clips from the brand new movie is called Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. It's long been an open secret among fans and Scooby-Doo creatives that Velma is gay. Even James Gunn, who wrote the early live-action films, and Tony Cervone, who served as supervising producer on the Mystery Incorporated series, have confirmed the character's sexuality, but they were never able to make it official on screen. As always, people took to Twitter to air their grievances or share their happiness. One tweet, which has over 100,000 likes, said, quote, "OMG, lesbian Velma, finally," end quote. In 2020, Gunn tweeted that he tried to make Velma lesbian in the live action movies, but now it's official. Representation, guys. I love
Yeah.
this. I like that they were trying to make it official instead of like ambiguous.
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate that more
Mhm.
than like ambiguous representation.
Yeah, I
You
feel
know?
like sometimes like a lot of media shows try to like do that, like try to like
I just don't like it.
just
Mhm.
be
It's fine.
specific sometimes.
Be more specific. I mean, like, I don't think you need to necessarily have a label
No, yeah.
to like even be specific, if
But
that
it's
makes
like
sense.
when you're trying to avoid it for the
Yeah.
sake of like I want to keep the audience like that.
This is
Like
annoying.
no.
Just be cool about it
Mhm.
because it's not a bad thing. Teehee.
Mhm.
What do you guys think about this? Are any of you like very invested in the Scooby-Doo universe?
Yeah, I was when I was little.
When I was 7, this was my vibe.
Yeah.
Dude, imagine somebody just is like, yes, I know so much about the Scooby-Doo lore.
Yes.
I know.
What?
Lord.
Laura? Laura perked up at the word Lord. Oh my.
In my like
Lore.
elementary school, we used to watch Scooby-Doo all the time. I don't know
Scooby-Doo.
why.
It was a staple.
Where are you?
They couldn't really like, I don't know. I feel like there hasn't. I guess there has been. I guess there is now more content, but I haven't been able to
There.
really engage with any of the newer stuff.
Yeah, has anyone here seen the live action Scooby-Doo?
When I was younger.
Oh, I saw. Yeah, that's a.
the
I've
CGI
seen
Scooby.
scenes. I haven't seen
Ever-
like
No, I've
Like
seen
brain.
the whole thing of the first one.
Oh, yeah?
It's I like that movie. It's a fun, like little campy. It's definitely
vibe.
very campy, but I don't know. I feel like films from that like era have such like a unique character, and I think that's a fun one that like captures it's definitely the vibe of the times. Just very silly and very dumb.
Yeah. Well, speaking of childhood nostalgia and media, Jake, I'm gonna hand it over to you. Talk a little bit about a Blue's Clues.
Oh geez.
I loved Blue's Clues as a kid.
Original Blues Clues host Steve Burns returns a new movie trailer, and it's so wholesome. We just got a letter. Wonder who's. I didn't get a letter. Wonder who's it from. According to today.com, Blues Clues is getting its first live action. Oh, it's a show reference. Okay. It's getting its first live action. Yo, I watched the show when I was like 2. All right,
Same,
bro.
but like they
I don't
always got
remember.
letters.
According to today.com, Blues Clues is getting its first live action movie, and the television show's original host, Steve Burns, is here to save the day. Blue's Big City Adventure takes Blue and current host Josh, played by Josh De La Cruz, on a trip through New York City, singing and dancing with big names along the way. On his way to audition for Rainbow Puppy's Broadway musical, Josh realizes he forgot his handy-dandy notebook at home. To avoid getting lost in the Big Apple, the team recruits none other than the original Blues Clues host, Burns.
This is so cute.
I'm so
love
excited.
it.
I
Yeah.
really, I'm genuinely, as an adult, fully want to watch this.
I'm
not even joking.
very curious. I guess I'll have to watch the trailer, but I'm very curious how they're gonna represent like Blue. Because
Like the
Live
dog?
action Blue.
if it's like some ugly CGI monstrosity,
I think last December I'm just thinking CGI Blue.
Oh
And her
god,
personality.
that sounds
too.
terrible.
I think
Well, I'm assuming it's in the trailer.
yeah, I think it's just the original, like the animation style from the TV show. Like it's not CG, I don't think.
Okay,
Like it's more of like a 2D type feel.
all right, that might be watchable.
Like
Might be
you're just like
watchable.
Clifford, but like now blue.
Well, something really cool about Blue's Clues today, right? Jake was saying before, the current host Josh, played by Josh De La Cruz, he's a Red Hawk, guys.
Yeah,
He graduated
that's
here.
true.
He graduated from Montclair in the year 2011 with a theater degree in theater. So that's really cool. That's really cool how like we were saying before, our college can bring a lot of people places. That's why it's ranked so high in the list. So
Oh, it is a CGI monstrosity.
Oh, it
Oh.
is. No,
And it's-
To show you guys.
Oh wait,
I was
yeah.
trying to show it to you guys that I realized I forgot we were on Zoom and that I was just showing the whole studio.
Mhm.
And then I
Um,
can't show.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
adorable.
No,
What?
I don't think it looks good.
I like the style, but not like the actual. Like
He looks so cute.
Place.
No, he looks fine. He's a blue dog. He's gonna look at
Dude, he looks like a gummy bear. I want to
Spectacular.
take a bite out of his head.
Bite out of his head.
dog in New
For
York
sure.
City. He looks great.
He looks like a rabbit.
He's a
Oh, and it's also
dog.
like not good animation.
I think it looks fantastic.
I mean, I'm still gonna watch it.
Dude, this looks like it's from 2005. Jeez.
I mean, I guess that's when the show.
When it was popular.
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty adorable. I mean,
You
I
guys
guess it could
remember
be better,
when,
but I don't know enough about CGI to really insult it. You know what I'm saying?
You guys remember when that spin-off Blue's Clues show when Blue was a puppet?
what?
What?
You guys
Who?
don't
Oh, that's
remember?
Jack Spig's music show.
What?
What? Wait, because the only puppet I'm thinking of, the blue puppet, was Jack Spig's
No,
music
Blue
show.
the dog. He was.
He had his own puppet show.
He wasn't. He didn't have a puppet show. He was the puppet.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I remember very clearly watching this show on a tiny DVD player in my like home, and it was just like he could talk. Like that was the first episode. He was like, "I could talk," and that's all I remember of it. But I remember that was a thing. And
Oh, I never
I
seen
think
it
they should just
before.
do that instead of the CGI thing. They should just have a puppet.
Yeah, honestly,
It looks-
anything would be better.
How
than
would
that.
Blue sing and dance to all the musical numbers if he was a puppet?
You
Kermit,
can get puppets to dance?
Kermit has legs in some episodes of the Muppets.
Yeah, but like
So
that
just
was
do
like
to the dog.
that was
Just do
man. I wonder how. I
Or
mean,
just do like a Roger Rabbit thing, bro. Like,
Yeah.
my brain hurts thinking about
It's
animation.
pretty bad that when Roger like some movies with all the CGI look worse than Roger Rabbit that came out in like the 80s.
it's because CGI isn't unionized,
Oh,
I suppose not.
so they use it more, and it looks bad, and because the workers aren't like given good condition.
Well, I guess that yeah. Sorry, I was not expecting you to say. We're gonna take a quick break here on 90.3 WC Upper Montclair. And when we come back, we're gonna be talking about oh my stories from Reddit. Stay tuned. Be like-
What can
You're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this is the Wednesday edition of The Morning Buzz, our weekday news show that is Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. I'm your host today, Leslie Gallagher. I'm joined in the studio by Jake Goetz.
Oh, hi.
Jake says hi. Castia Feria,
Yellow.
Aiden Ivers,
Good morning.
Alex Braun,
What's up?
and our producer who's in the car. Oh, are you gonna say hi? Say hi. Hello. She said hi. That's our producer Laura Zaccardi, and we are. Oh, guys, we're on Reddit right now.
Wow.
We're on Reddit. So we're gonna talk some tea, some drama that people publicly post on the internet. Honestly, for whatever reason. Today we are in the subreddit of "Am I in the Wrong?", which is always a treat. And just a disclaimer, these stories are not our personal experiences. These are questions and situations from users on Reddit, people who post these things for some reason, mostly for entertainment. Well, it's our entertainment anyways. So stick with me as I read through this post. It's not crazy long, but I'm just warning you. It's a bit of a story. Am I in the wrong for not letting my mother-in-law to be the first person to hold my baby? Whew. Okay. When I met my husband's mom, I hoped for a healthy mother figure type relationship. She's okay-ish, but she can be a little controlling, given that my husband's her only child. When I got pregnant, my mother-in-law made a request to be the first person to hold my son after he was born. She wanted to be in the delivery room with me, but I refused to let her. My husband said he'd keep her out of the room under the condition that she'd be the first person to hold a baby. I didn't agree, but didn't disagree as well. Just stayed silent. Yikes. The baby was born days ago. All my husband was worried about was having his mom be the first to meet the baby, but she was out of town attending a friend's daughter's wedding. Priorities. He said she wouldn't be back until 2 days later. My mom and sister already came to help, and they held my son as they were helping me after my husband went back to work. I had no help, and they were my go-to. My mother-in-law and husband knew. They both went off and started throwing a fit, saying that I betrayed her and that I made a promise and then broke it. My husband tried to get her to calm down after she came home lashing out, but she scolded us both and then walked out. He blew at me saying I screwed up and violated the agreement that we had. I said that my mom and sister were helping me out and held the baby, so what? He got madder and claimed I had no respect for his mom and her wishes and told me that I hurt her feelings and ruined her grandbaby's birth memory. I couldn't keep arguing. He called me unbelievably selfish and demanded I fix my mistake, but I wasn't sure what he meant by that. What does he want me to do? Redo the baby's birth and have his mom be the first to hold him? He didn't like my sarcasm and said that what I did was sneaky and cold-hearted. He said he should have let his mom in the delivery room, otherwise none of this would have happened. They're both still salty about it and sulking hard. Am I in the wrong? And Reddit voted. Actually, you know what? Should I not reveal that yet? Let's talk about it first. What do you guys think this person's in the wrong? We're all holding back our laughter.
I think this person's in the wrong for marrying this individual.
Yeah, there we go.
There.
Don't marry someone who yikes.
Psychopathic mama's boy.
Yeah, that's the words I was looking for. Thank you, Jake.
Jeez, this is
That's something else.
it really is.
This is so funny.
And I love how I don't know, yes, she is the one that's ruining this experience of childbirth.
It's like, this is your child, right? Like, it's not the mother's child.
Dude, don't no one can hold the baby for 2 days
Nope,
except for
not
the
even
mom.
mother.
Except for
Not even the mom.
mother.
No one touch the baby. Just leave it there. Don't feed it. Don't do anything for 2 days. I have to go to my friend's daughter's wedding.
Also, the condition was like, okay, if she can't be in the delivery room, but she can be the first to hold it. And then the husband later said, this would have never happened if you let her be in the delivery room. She wasn't gonna be there anyways.
I also love how there's a negotiation there.
Why?
You have
This
bargaining power in whether or not you get to be in somebody's delivery room
Yeah,
as
that's
they're
so
giving
weird.
birth to a child.
They're concerned over who gets to hold the child first.
I don't
Like,
think
as if it's like, what?
It's just really unfortunate now that today, when people choose to have children, it can be the opening ground for a lot of drama between families,
Yeah.
which is
Apparently.
really, really unfortunate, I think.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I feel like most of the time, if there's drama around a child being born, it's drama that's actually like about legitimate problems.
Yeah.
This is just this. I think it's like the mom just being pretty like insane and selfish.
I can't believe that.
And
yeah.
Controlling.
Can't be in two places at once.
This guy just kind of having always lived with it and always kind of placated to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Playing into it, allowing
like,
it.
Yeah, and it's like this is the world you live in now. You probably should have realized that sooner.
How
So
did-
maybe you're in the wrong for that.
I don't think the person's in the wrong for all of this mess. Although I do think she probably should have said something of like,
That's
that's
true.
kind of weird.
Yeah.
I understand staying silent though and not wanting to cause drama, and also like this, if you're having a baby, this like kind of like petty stuff is a little more low priority than
Yeah,
like
right.
preparing for your baby to, be
Yeah.
born and making sure they have like food or I don't know, like everything you need, like that should be ready. There's so much that goes into that, and it's like a very complicated process, obviously. So
Mhm.
like I understand that I wouldn't have wanted to deal with this either. And that being said, it's like the mother-in-law has obviously had a child before and like has gone through that, and that's a lot
Yeah.
of work, and like why are you putting unnecessary stress on somebody?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
And I think a mother should be like the first person to hold their child.
Yeah, I guess they meant outside of the mother.
Oh,
Did they
well.
mean like not her at all? I
Probably
assumed they meant
outside of her.
I assumed they meant like outside of like the two parents.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm assuming because you can't not hold your
Well,
baby.
she wanted to be in the delivery room.
Yeah,
That's-
like
yeah.
I thought, like
Maybe, yeah.
Like,
Oh
I
my
thought that she
God.
wanted the nurses to like hand off the baby to her.
Went to her. Oh my God. Now I want to know more. Because I assumed like after the mother and father, she wanted to be the first like non-parent of baby to hold the
I
baby.
mean, that makes more
That's
sense. than-
fine.
Yeah.
But you're
Yeah.
but
what
like not
you guys
that
say
like
makes sense too.
I agree with it, but
That I feel like that's a little different.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like extra crazy.
I don't know. I think it's pretty crazy regardless.
It's
Mhm.
crazy
Like-
regardless, but like a little extra crazy. And
Yeah.
also like taking care of a
And
baby
then
is a lot of
later.
work. So the fact that she had her mom and sister help her out, that's
Yeah,
like
dude.
extremely reasonable. Most people need some help, and especially because her son wasn't, or her son, lol, no, the son, as in her husband, went to work, so she didn't have any help.
I love that.
So also, if you're like I don't know, about to like have a baby, or you're like your wife or your partner is about to have a baby and you're more worried about your mother, red flag, bye.
Yeah, geez, but
That's weird. Be worried about the person giving birth. That's all I'm gonna say. So we say collectively, is she in the wrong, guys?
no.
No, and Reddit agrees. Reddit agrees that this person is not in the wrong. Hope you and your baby are doing well and healthy, and your mother-in-law found a way to cope with how terrible you are.
Or you got a divorce.
Or you
That's
got a
happy
divorce.
thing.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
you got
great.
custody rights. Or not. Like, I don't know.
Yes, we're gonna move on to another installment of Reddit because we just couldn't do one.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Jake,
Am I in the wrong for sending an invoice to my wife's cousin after she didn't have space for us at a wedding? This one's tough. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Well, not tough in that it's hard. It's just kind of okay, you'll see. My wife and I own a printing company. Her cousin came to us and wanted us to do all the signage, banners, guest books, life-size cutouts, etc. for her wedding. We do this all the time for our friends' weddings and events, and we never charge. We're happy to help out, and it's usually a lot of fun working together to make some cool resources for the weddings. A few weeks before the wedding, her wedding planner tells us that they need all the items by a certain date so that they could set it up for the wedding. At this point, we hadn't received our wedding invitations and didn't even know when the actual wedding was. My wife texts her and tries to clarify when the wedding is and if we missed the invitation somehow. Her cousin replies and says, quote, "Oh, we downsized the wedding and we decided to have, just close friends and a family thing, and that they didn't have space for us in the small venue." My wife and I are pretty hurt and insulted. And on top of it, we spent close to $2,000 on all the materials. Her cousin and the wedding planner kept making tiny revisions to the artwork, had our print samples to see how it would look in person, resized several of the items a few times, etc. All that cost time and money. And we're a functioning business, so we either had to delay other orders or stay late and print her stuff on our own time. So I went ahead and billed her for our costs and said we needed payment before delivery because I'm not going to chase her for payment for months/years after the wedding. We're not making money on it, just charged her for the cost of materials. So far, we've gotten threatening calls from her cousin, her fiance, some random members of my wife's family that I don't know, some groomsmen, etc., essentially calling us some hurtful names. After the harassment, I'm considering charging full price, or else we won't deliver the items. Are we in the wrong here? Sorry, but I'm not going to waste my hard-earned time and money on someone who doesn't even consider us close friends and family.
This is so insane.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh
Give
my
him the full
god.
bill.
That's so insane. The fact that I think it's kind of, I don't know, maybe this is more like an unspoken social rule that's like if they're doing you that big of a favor
Mm-hmm.
for free, that they should be invited. I feel like that's an automatic assumption. So when they weren't, I understand that they're like very hurt and insulted, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty valid.
I feel like this is just such a like bizarre like degree of social like unawareness, I
Yeah.
guess, because it's just
Yeah.
like how could you like in your head imagine, all right, I'm going to ask a service to provide someone to provide a service for free for my event because I know them, but I'm not going to
To invite
invite
them.
them.
To set event.
Like, was that not
And to
communicated?
be called like non-close friend or family.
I
on top
feel
of
like,
that.
yeah, I feel like they must have been like knowingly dishonest in the original, like either knowingly dishonest or just profoundly stupid.
Yeah.
And
It's
in
also
like the
like-
initial arrangement making, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Also, like, how small is this wedding that you're not inviting your first cousin?
Oh wow.
Like it says it's his wife's cousin.
Wow. I didn't even like focus on that.
I wanted to
That's
go back to that
true.
detail because I'm like, if it was like second or third cousin, I would have been like, okay. But like if my cousin did that to me, if I did that to my cousin, like that's weird.
Yeah.
Like you're close enough. Like it's like like how small is it? It's like, are you just inviting like literally immediate family and like your one friend? Like how small is this venue? It sounds like an excuse. It sounds
Yeah.
made up. It sounds like they just don't like them but want to use them for their free
Mhm.
services.
Wow.
That's what I think. Because me and my cousin, my first cousin at least, were like close. Like
Yeah.
we grew up together. So give him the full bill. That's what I say. Like
Yeah.
it's definitely
Yeah. And even what they said later was like, they're like, we're just gonna charge for materials, we're not making money off of it. And then they were gonna just fully charge for it. It's like at that point, if you're considered like if your family's looking at you like a business and not like family, then you shouldn't have the special privilege of not being charged.
Yeah.
Like that is supposed to be reserved for people who are like close to them. And it's like if you were going to be invited, if the both of them were going to be invited to that wedding, what you do normally is like you have like a present that kind of is the same price as like what is your space there at the wedding. But they did this free service, which is more than 2 spaces probably, I'm assuming. Ah,
Yeah.
this is crazy. But do we all think they are in the wrong or not in the wrong?
Not in the
Not
wrong.
And
No.
and Reddit agrees. They're not in the wrong. Wow, this was so interesting. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break here on 90.3 WC Upper Montclair. Again, this is the Morning Buzz, and we will be right back. for Montclair, and this is the Morning Buzz. The Morning Buzz. And I'm your host for today, Leslie Gallagher, joined by Jake Goetz.
Hi.
Castia Feria.
Howdy.
Aiden Ivers.
Hello.
Alex Braun.
Waza.
And producer Gremlin Lars Cardi in the corner. And she says, ooh, woo. Anyways, we're going to talk about this Hurricane Ian street shark video where a shark was in the street. Some people have book smarts, some people have street smarts, but have you ever heard of someone who has street sharks? Oh my God. AP News? You're done. You're done. You wrote that?
Yes.
I thought AP News wrote that. I was gonna say it doesn't really sound like them.
It's not really the voice thing.
I almost didn't say it either. So I was a little nervous that would sound rough. Anyways, photos and videos of sharks and other marine life swimming in suburban floodwaters make for popular hoaxes during massive storms. But a video filmed during Hurricane Ian's assault on Southwest Florida isn't just another fish story. The eye-popping video, which showed a large dark fish with sharp dorsal fins thrashing around in Fort Myers backyard, it racked up more than 12 million views on Twitter within a day as users responded with disbelief in comparisons to the Sharknado film series. Dominic Cameretta, a local real estate developer, confirmed he filmed the clip from his back patio Wednesday morning when he saw something flopping around in his neighbor's flooded yard. He told the Associated Press, quote, "I didn't know what it was. It just looked like a fish or something. I zoomed in and all my friends are like, it's a shark, man." End quote. He guessed the fish was about 4 feet in length. Nevertheless, some Twitter users are dubbed the hapless fish the street shark. I cannot imagine a shark like just flopping around my neighbor's backyard.
It's floppy.
Like, imagine you pull out your phone and you're zooming in. You're like, I wonder what that is, and then you realize it's a shark.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
That
You'd
is,
be very flooded. So,
yeah.
like, it looks like a whole body of water.
Mhm.
And it doesn't, like he said, it's like 4 feet long. So it's not like a big, great white jaws or anything.
Jarring to see though.
No, it is.
In a
It does look
backyard.
pretty vicious. You know, I would not want to, like, I don't know, share a hot tub with that. Like,
Oh, no.
Share a hot tub.
I don't know,
Oh.
it might get hot. I'm sorry.
Um, would the
Would it?
shark?
Yeah,
cook?
that's what I'm thinking.
You want to cook the shark? It wouldn't cook in
don't
a
think
hot tub.
so.
No,
I don't think
soup.
the hot tub would do it. I think
don't
you
think
need
it's hot enough.
something a little more
it's not
power
quite
for that.
boiling,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Would it survive? I don't know. I don't
Low and slow.
know about
I don't
the
think it would
temperature.
enjoy it.
But yeah, flooding. It's crazy.
Crazy.
yeah. Well, that's our weird news story number one. Jake, you ready for weird news story number two?
I don't know if I am, honestly, but let's try to get through it. Google prototypes, open sources, an extra long keyboard with a 1 row of keys.
What?
Hold on.
Wait,
Step aside, QWERTY keyboard. There's a new board in town because this keyboard ain't big enough for the two of us.
Did you write that too, Laura? Laura wrote that.
Yeah, it's excellent copy. Google Japan has a history of joke keyboard concepts that challenge the common keyboard. The latest concept, the Gboard, stick vision, places every key in the same row, so hunting and pecking can take a more linear approach. Facts. As shown in Google Japan's YouTube video, below of this radio station, it appears that they prototyped this lengthy keyboard. Google will not be mass producing or selling it, but there are GitHub files available with open source firmware, circuit diagrams, and design drawings to build the keyboards yourself. The GitHub page is careful to note that they quote, "This is not an officially supported Google product."
Oh man.
Google Japan's blog post from Saturday said you can make the Gboard stick version with a 3D printer.
Why would I want to?
It looks like
It
you know when
sounds
you play
so
Scrabble,
uncomfortable.
and
Oh,
you have,
that
like,
image.
There's 2 people on it at once. You need a team. It
That's,
looks like
that's horrifying. It's just
And
How
how
do
do you on
you-
desk?
That's so inefficient.
Yeah.
It sounds like a bizarre,
Is
like
it bad that I really want one?
Yes.
I want to just.
What
like,
are you gonna do with that? Are you gonna
You know,
type faster?
No,
You're just gonna go like this.
it's,
Just
if
like,
it's in alphabetical order, then I could just be like sliding on my swivel chair back and forth and just be typing all
Like
at
those
once.
hacker movies.
Yeah.
it's so inefficient for your fingers though, because the way our QWERTY keyboards are laid out is to put the most used ones in the middle, and then the ones that are used like in a certain way with it, like above it and below it. And there's like it's like a whole science.
I never realized that.
Well,
Yeah.
You never were you not taught
no,
that in school?
there's a-
No, I took
like, a
hated
computer
typing in school,
class.
and I was never taught that.
I was in a computer typing class where we learned about the emergence of the internet, and we learned about QWERTY keyboards and how the way they're efficient for your fingers, and that's why certain things are in certain places
yeah.
and like where your fingers are supposed to go. There, it's a whole science.
No, it is crazy. If you do take the time to like, I actually have been like doing typing exercises for the past like on and off for the past couple months. And when you like get into the technique of touch typing, it's insane how like efficient like
Yeah,
you use the space.
if you
um,
actually practice typing.
Like the way that that these keyboards were designed to be typed on.
well, there's more efficient keyboards like the ones that they use in court to write out people,
Oh, yeah.
like what people are
Oh,
saying.
yeah,
so
I
they
always
can
wonder how
record
they do that so
so
fast.
fast.
Wait, what?
The reason we have like keyboards like this is because like it's from typewriters. That's what I always like was taught, that it's just been like, hey, this works for typewriters, let's just adapt it to computers,
Yeah.
and then just everybody will learn how to use that. But there's like much more efficient ways.
Do you know what the difference
Press
is?
X to doubt, honestly. That sounds weird. And this court typewriter does not look efficient.
Yeah, I was gonna
Mm.
say, like, what's the difference between our normal day-to-day keyboard and the typewriters in courtrooms? Do we know?
It's like
Now I must know.
there's also like keyboards where like you just put your hands on them and you just like some weird way you fiddle with like a couple of knobs and you just write out like pages and pages like a second.
That does not sound more efficient to me.
It looks like, at least from the
I'll
diagram
test-
I'm looking,
oh wait,
it
let's
looks
see.
like certain letters and symbols are like combined in like certain keys. So I guess it's like all how you hit them.
Interesting. Interesting.
Have you ever seen the keyboard that like we all have? Like the keyboard that we all have on our computers right now.
Yes,
There's,
the QWERTY
um,
keyboard.
There are some keyboards like that that are made as if it's a typewriter. Like it looks like a typewriter, but it's actually the QWERTY keyboard. And it looks pretty awesome.
Is the typewriter keyboard QWERTY?
I always thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
so-
like it's like an aesthetic combination of both.
So
Ah,
oh,
It's
okay.
really cool.
aesthetics.
It's really cool.
Okay, so apparently, according to Google, there is another slightly, it looks actually pretty similar to QWERTY, but it's like arranged differently. It's called the Dvorak, Dvorak keyboard. And apparently studies have shown that it is more efficient than QWERTY. But
Wow.
I'm looking at it now. It's basically it looks very similar, but like it starts with like P, Y, F. So like the letters are arranged in different ways. I think it's ugly and stupid. And yeah.
I always appreciate your candidness, Jake.
No, honestly, maybe it's cool. Maybe
Maybe.
it's-
You know what's cool though?
yeah.
Jaywalking legally.
Yo, facts.
New law allows Californians to legally jaywalk. And as Laura put in the doc, hey, I'm walking here. I
Hey, I'm
can't do it better
walking.
than that. We're s- yeah,
I type 73 words per minute with 96% accuracy.
that's what our producer is doing while we are newsing.
Continue.
Anyways, a new law signed on Friday will allow Californians to legally jaywalk without being ticketed. Pedestrians can now cross the street outside of an intersection without breaking the law, as long as it's safe to do so. The bill, known as the Freedom to Walk Act, was introduced by Assemblymember Phil Ting and signed into law by Governor Gavin Newsom. The law will take effect on January 1st, 2023. Under the new law, officers can cite a jaywalker, quote, only when reasonably careful person would realize there is immediate danger of a collision, end quote. Proponents say the law is a win in decriminalizing jaywalking, for which tickets are disproportionately given to low-income individuals or minorities who typically cannot afford to pay the tickets. Supporters say lower-income communities typically do not have the funding or infrastructure to provide safe crosswalks. Wow, that's actually a very interesting domino effect. Is like lower-income community can't pay for like a safe crosswalk, so more people jaywalk. So that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I'm personally a fan of safe jaywalking.
Dude, if anyone ever like, I don't know, if a cop ever comes up to you for like jaywalking on like a normal street, like, I don't know. I feel like
That'd be
that
so
really
funny.
is how like the way they lay it out here, where it's like, okay, just don't put yourself in danger and you're good.
Yeah,
Like,
Mhm.
that's really how it always should be.
it seems pretty reasonable.
Like, if any cop actually says like, hey, like, don't walk on the street when there's no cars around, just because we have to respect, you know, the road. The road is holy ground for the church of cars that is apparently, that honestly is America, right? Like, because we built most of the stuff we built is just car, street, highways, and it's sad. But yeah,
Mm.
I guess we're getting better.
Yeah, yeah. Cass, how do you feel about jaywalking? Do you jaywalk?
I mean, I don't jaywalk all the
It's an
time, but I don't
interrogation.
mind.
Are you a jaywalker?
Are you one of those?
Why, yes, I am.
I-
I'm not afraid to admit it.
I can't. I think I am. Yeah. We
Yeah.
love a law that supports it.
It's like that, the fictional ad for the purge. Like, I purge. Like, I jaywalk.
Jaywalk. I support. Well, from legal jaywalking to mullets,
What?
you know, some things that aren't really accepted in society. Maybe jaywalking is not accepted that much as we think, and mullets usually aren't, right? Right, Jake?
I'd say there is some stigma against mullets.
I
I'd
think there
agree
is
with that.
too. So much that, you know, this happened.
Oh, yeah, okay. So John Paul College student banned from school grounds because of an unsuitable mullet haircut. I know mullets get a lot of hate, but what's not to like? Business in the front, party in the back. But wow, that did not land. Sorry, Laura. Okay. A college mom, I thought it was funny. Okay.
You
But
didn't
college
laugh.
mom is maintaining the rage as her son faces a 4th week suspension from John Paul College in Australia because of the school's policy relating to hairstyles. Katrina Wilson told the daily newspaper in Australia her son had been denied entry to the school for the past 3 weeks because his hairstyle, a mullet and a shaved head, wait a second, was deemed unsuitable under college uniform and personal appearance expectations policy. The policy says, quote, shaved hair, fads, and extreme haircuts are unsuitable for school. Mrs. Wilson, said her son's hairstyle was the result of post-football celebrations in which he and his friends gave each other, quote, silly haircuts, which she described as good, clean fun. She said, quote, I do not believe that this situation is being handled fairly, given that there are various versions of this hairstyle currently on the school grounds.
This is hilarious to me.
Well,
Well, all right, mullets
I
up
understand.
against the wall.
The mullet because like it looked bad.
I mean,
But
I
they are.
understand that maybe they're not aesthetically pleasing to everyone, but to ban them from
No, yeah,
school
to
is
ban
just
it-
so funny
Dude,
to me.
Yeah.
that's
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Like, what?
my high school had the exact same policy.
The freedom
No
to look
mullets?
bad is what
Yeah.
America is all about.
Couldn't have one.
Yep.
Couldn't have one because
Yeah, I believe you went to a Catholic school, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That
you had to-
makes
you had
some
to-
sense.
You had to.
You have to like present really like
Yeah.
neat, I
The
guess.
thing was, the better you dressed, the better you did at work.
No.
So you got to be clean shaven,
Oh,
and you got to have the right appropriate haircut, and no earrings too.
no,
No,
earrings.
Yeah.
That's
No,
specific.
Like,
Yeah.
Khakis.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate, but it's like that's the policy for
Yeah.
stuff like that.
no, and I agree with like the principle that like you should be like like I don't know. I think it's good to like kind of take pride in like the way you present yourself and like stuff like that.
Mhm.
But it's also important to like, first of all, respect someone's choice and respect like what, like I don't know, the expression and like what looking good means to you.
Mhm.
So like I don't know. I wouldn't expect this sort of tyranny in Australia.
Mm.
Yeah,
I expected better from you.
I'm also just like, because if most of his head's shaven, he's like, okay, fine, I'll shave the mullet off. He can't get into the school because shaved hair, like in general, is not allowed.
So
So I'm
does
like,
he-
do they
so-
want him to grow his hair out?
And it's also like he's been suspended for 4 weeks. Like he's missing
Yeah,
that's a
sure.
lot.
weeks of education
months.
waiting for his hair to grow. Like that's insane.
Uh-huh.
Like that's so that's stupid.
That
That
is-
he's missing out now.
Mhm.
And like, yeah, you could be like, oh, it's his fault because he cut his hair. But at some point, you know,
Like, what can he do
wouldn't
about
you
it
bend the
now?
rules a little at the expense of someone's education? Like, I don't know, a week or two, okay. But like after 4, like,
Yeah.
geez, okay. We're a little extreme. I mean, I get it. They're sticking to their rules, but also like it's
It's
Yeah.
a
That's a
weird
little silly.
rule, yeah. Like to
Little
like
silly.
follow through so hard, I guess. On
yeah. At some point I'd be like, okay, your hair's starting to grow back. Can you
Mm-hmm.
recut it and you can like come back into school or like some sort of something, because missing
Yeah.
that much school is just silly to
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
But I digress. Should we do one more story before we wrap up, guys?
Yeah,
Have
sure.
a time.
I
Sure.
think we have a little bit of time. So an NYU professor fired after students complained that his class was too hard. This is a story from abcnews4.com. Dr. Maitland Jones Jr., a chemistry professor at NYU, was reportedly let go from his position at the university after complaints that his organic chemistry course was too difficult. According to the Times, the students criticized Jones' reduction of the number of opportunities to make up for bad grades, complained about his lack of extra credit, slammed his choice to discontinue Zoom access to his lectures, and pointed to his apparent condescending and demanding tone. The petition even went as far as to allege Jones was concealing course averages. Initially, schools officials tried to pacify the students by offering to review their grades and allowing them a one-time exception to withdraw from the class even after it was completed. But before the start of this year's fall semester, NYU reportedly decided to terminate its contract with Professor Jones, citing student complaints levied against him. I think we all can relate to having a professor that we think is extremely difficult, but I don't think I mean, this seems kind of rare that so many students spoke
Yeah,
out
like
Yeah.
and that a professor actually got fired.
mhm.
Dude,
I don't think that happens often.
this shows the power that we have. Never forget.
Power. Yeah.
NYU's a Ivy League school too, right? That's like
Yeah.
the top of the top
It's
school.
pretty.
I
It's
think
pretty.
I don't think it's
I
Ivy
don't
League.
think
think
it's
just
Ivy
well
League,
known
but
and,
it's like
It's
high.
up
yeah,
there.
it's high.
It's
It-
really prestigious.
well
over there.
regarded.
It's prestigious.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I think for, like,
According
advanced
to
programs,
La
too.
Google, although NYU is not an Ivy League school, it's often considered on par with the Ivies due to its academics, research, and
Mm.
athletic prestige. So
Yeah, it's
not
NYU.
quite officially Ivy League, but
Well,
like
kinda,
Very good.
yeah.
high up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Pretty
remember
close.
in high school I had this history teacher. He was telling us a story and like how when he first started teaching, his first class like thought he was too hard or like whatnot, so they stopped doing the work. Like all of them collectively stopped doing the work, and he
Oh
still
my.
didn't change. Like he was failing all of them because like none of them were doing the work.
That looks so bad as a teacher, though, if you are failing all of your
Professor.
students.
Like they eventually like gave up
professor.
on that, but
So-
it's either like one or two ways. I
He
guess.
also taught at Princeton University, so
So Ivy
Was he
League-
fired from Princeton? He just left for NYU. Interesting.
Hmm.
Maybe Princeton was too hard for him and he needed to go somewhere else.
He's like,
But yeah. I mean,
Hopefully, Professor Jones finds a new occupation soon.
hopefully it's not teaching
yeah.
anywhere else.
What is your guys? Oh,
I know.
sorry.
you go
what is your guys' hardest class like you ever like had?
Ever taken like in college? Oh, I feel like it really depends on the professor.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have even a very tough subject, but a great professor who wants to help you, you can get through it.
Mm.
So I think it really comes down to the teacher, not always the subject.
That's what.
That's true, yeah.
That's like my college writing one class. Bad, just terrible. at
Yeah.
Writing it like I have to use voice to text speech and then use grammar. Grammarly and all those helpful things. So,
Nice.
but my teacher was like, after my first essay, she was like, "Do you need extra help?" Because I just didn't write a good essay. And I was like, "Yeah, that would be awesome." And she made a in her office hours, she took out half an hour of her time just to like go over my essays and like talk to me and work with me about them. So
Uh-huh.
it all depends on the teacher. It could be like the worst
Yeah.
class.
The teachers that invest time into you are very, very powerful. Anyways, you're listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair, and this concludes our Wednesday edition of the Morning Buzz, our weekday morning news show. I'm Leslie Gallagher, and I've been here with Jake Goetz, Cassia
Bye.
Faria, Aiden Ivers, Alex Braun, and Laura Zaccardi. And have a
Bye.
lovely day.
Happy birthday, Rocky.
Bye.